Gentlemen, I'm sorry that it's loud here, but I'll try to ask my question anyway quickly. Did you expect Ickey to fall, and what were you all thinking when what was the discussion when all three of the top offensive tackles were on the board?
I was actually very surprised that all three tackles were there. You know, we started to hear that four defenders may go first, 1, 2, 3, 4. But in this situation, this is the best case scenario for us. And I can't say, a couple days ago we would ever thought this would happen. So we were pleasantly surprised as it went. The Giants, we didn't know what they were going to do in that situation with all three on the board. We thought they could go a pass rusher at that point and not tackle and still get their guy at 7, one of the two at 7, or one of the three at 7. So overall, I thought we were very excited, and can't wait to get this guy here.
This could be for both of you guys. Scott, just what are your thoughts on Ickey, the player, first of all? How much this helps your offensive line, and how much conversation was there from other teams trying to trade up for that pick?
Yeah, he's the tone setter. He's a smart guy. He's physical. He's tough. He's got every trait that you want in an offensive lineman. So we're excited about that. He came in here and met with us, a week or two ago, and really impressed everybody so much. James Campen and Kugler, they went down, they met with him. They walked down, they're like, wow, this guy just blows us away with his intelligence. And then you just watch the physical style that he brings. I think he's a great addition to this offensive line. And, part of this offseason was to fix the offensive line. That was our intention. That was like our priority. And I think this is a great step forward for that. And then for the second part of that question, with the corners being gone, they were the ones kind of driving all the trade talk. So it was not as active. There's a lot of pre-draft trade talk and guys, hey, if this happens, this happens. You got to feel from other teams that they were starting to come up for the corners or wanted to come up for the corners or the pass rushers. And so when those guys went, it got a little bit more quiet than we had thought might happen at the pick.
Okay, we will go with David Nelson, followed by Joe Person.
Hey, Scott, sorry about that. Thought he said David Nelson there. What made Ickey stand out above the other tackles for you guys?
Just all of them were really good guys. I mean, they all had great traits. We would have been happy with any of them. What we really liked about Ickey is, like I said, he's the tone setter, the intelligence, the physical style of play. He brings all of the intangibles that we want as well as the physical attributes.
And you said there weren't many calls, but were there some calls there at the end, and were anything that was any tempting at all?
Nothing serious. We asked a couple teams if they wanted to flip with us because we thought we can go back one or two and maybe pick up something. But I think other people are looking at the same board that we are right there at 6. So it wasn't a lot of action on the clock.
And are you happy now? Will you look to trade possibly back into the first round to get another player, or are you done, you think?
Yeah, I think Coach and I are going to regroup after this, get the scouts together, get Mr. Tepper, and we'll look at every opportunity to move back up. But if we walk out of this with Ickey, we're looking at CJ as our third-round pick. That's a heck of a day. We need really good, solid football players. We don't need numbers of players. So that's walking away with him, we're really excited.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Hey, Matt, I wondered if you've got just a great Ickey story from the pre-draft process or from your film study, or just what was your signature Ickey story? And then I've got one for Scott.
I just think, having him on the visit, Joe, I think, obviously everyone sees the tape, sees the way that he can play. I mean, even after we drafted him, Chanel, who works in our social media department, she's taking pictures, and she said, we got Ickey. She worked at NC State. She loved him. So, I think when he came in the building, it was like a bolt of energy. Just really a special person to go along with his physical style of play. There's no doubt that he can pass set, that he can run block. He's got all those tools. But I also believe the person that he is. He's from right here in Charlotte. He went to Providence Day. He's this is going to be a special place for him. And we talked everything from favorite restaurants to blocking the three technique. So he's a person that's going to step into this locker room and. Players are going to respect the way that he plays, but also who he is. And so I think that 30 visit, Joe, was it was one of the best things I've ever been a part of. We walked away like, wow, I mean, that's a grown man. And I want to, echo the sentiment Scott made. I feel like, we've added a lot of really good players, and we've got a lot of really good players, and a lot of players have grown up over the last couple of years within our systems. So this was about getting an impact player, and we felt like Ickey was an impact player. I think Scott and I probably sat there this morning, went through like 50 scenarios, and not very many of them had him still being available. And that's not a discredit to him. That's just a great thing for the Carolina Panthers.
And if I could, first of all, he doesn't live in your neighborhood, does he?
No. I think he's over more by Matthews. So.
I do have a serious one for Scott. Do you anticipate picking at all later today or tomorrow, or do you think you're done until Saturday? And what does getting the tackle now mean for the quarterback position?
Yeah, I think today it's not going to happen today. We'll look at every opportunity tomorrow. There are some ways we can do it, but we just have to figure out, is it the right way? Is this what's best for the Panthers long term? So there's a lot of talks that will happen with Matt, myself, Mr. Tepper, and our crew, but we have not got to that point yet.
All right, we're finished up with Steve Reed and Jason Brown.
Hey guys, Scott, would you say that this would increase your chances of potentially trading for a veteran quarterback?
I think we'll look at every opportunity out there. There's still some really good players in this draft, and we'll also look at every opportunity outside the organization.
Hey guys, this is for both of you if you'd like to answer it. And I know, Matt, you touched on it briefly, and I know you guys don't draft based on the great storyline. You draft based on who's a great player, but the fact that the added bonus that he's right here from this area, how great is that for just this organization?
Well, I mean, I always think about kids, right? I think about kids, especially coming off of COVID and, youth sports shut down. And to think back-to-back years, we took a first-round draft pick from South Carolina. We just took a first-round draft pick from North Carolina. Now, I know some of my neighbors that their schools weren't represented will be upset with me, but, we represented the states well. And these guys are going to come here. It means something to be a Carolina Panther. And these guys are gonna come here, and they're going to play really hard, and they're going to play in front of family and friends. And when the youth league comes or the Pop Warner team comes or when they turn on the game, to see people that grew up where they grew up, I think it's really, really important. And so we're just going to take the best player possible. I can't tell you how highly rated we had Ickey on our board. I mean, this is a special day for us right now, and we're trying to be cool, calm, and collected, but we're pretty fired up to get Ickey. And but I do think back-to-back years, first-round draft picks coming out of both states, I think that's a pretty cool storyline.